Hey, this is BlindFox. Welcome at the second part of my review of Medal of Honor Pacific Assault. Sorry about the recording last time, but I can't see that problem while I'm recording. So you can't really see if there's a problem or not. I hope this one is better. Of course I can't switch back to see it. Pearl Harbor is the first mission.
I'm Walter Brennigan, and this is World News Radio. World News Radio is brought to you by Trident Cookery and Kitchenware. For quality you can count on, it's
okay, the movies, when you start Pearl Harbor in the normal game, this is the first little cinematic you get.
For more than 2 centuries, the United States Marine Corps has fought for freedom. But their infamy, their legend, was forged during the hell of World War II. Triumph cannot exist without hardship, and the price of victory is paid in the blood of men. Faith, courage, and sacrifice paved their road, and that long journey began in the early hours of December 7th. 1941.
As I said, the game music is quite nice, and these cinematics. I want to try to do this without disrupting my save schedule.
And salt tablets prior to or after excessive perspiration. This has been a report from the Military Health Service.
Most starting stuff in the missions begins with a little cinematic. Okay, sorry, here the cinematic. I thought the cinematic isn't going to show, but you see, you can still see the cinematic. If you want to miss this, we just watch it in the movies. They do save it in the movies. So if you want to rewatch it, go and see it there. If you don't want to watch this, just escape.
So, this is your first time in Hawaii, huh? Well, you can't beat
I do like the way this starts.
Looking
It basically
good,
shows you the total surprise of the attack. You can look around, the scenery is nice.
Spend your time, let me tell you. Chief McAfee escorting Private Thomas Conlon.
Yes, sir. Private Conlon. You're clear to proceed. Welcome to Pearl.
That's the officer's
You
quarters.
can see there's
back
even
there.
a sprayer on the
I
grass.
work for a living, so that's probably the last time you'll see the place. Anyway, that big building up there is Paquette Hall, enlisted quarters. Hell, those guys even have a swimming pool. Rough going, let me tell you. That's Admiral Kimmel's place, Sinkback headquarters. He can come across a little stiff, but he's on the level. Hell, I guess I wouldn't relax much either in his shoes. Chief of the Pacific and all. Or what's left of it anyway. They send a couple more Hitler's way every week now. Rest of the area is mostly the submarine base. Yeah, those bubbleheads kind of keep to themselves, you know? It's being cooped up like that all the time. Makes them a little crazy. That big one's the dive tower, where they practice rescues. But you get in trouble in a sub, there ain't much anybody can do. Fish, food, city.
You can see everything is so relaxed.
Say, hey, Joe, Yankees call you up yet?
I think they're having a hard time finding me, Chief.
I got a PT skipper who's gonna give you a ride over. You pulled a cherry assignment. Arizona just got an overhaul in 31. Yeah, she's a good ship. Look at these bums loafing off up here. Good thing the war's in the other ocean. Hope I'm not interrupting.
Absolutely not, sir. Just going over the latest specs with the men, sir.
You guys ready to get this foot slugger over to the AZ?
Sure thing, sir. What the hell?
Sheesh. Damn Army guys. Somebody's gonna catch hell for buzzing HQ like that.
Hey, Army! Look at the meatballs on the wings!
Yes! Get to the docks, move!
You can see this first little bit is very much a surprise. No one really expects this. Here is your first little hidden objective bit in the game. You must get down this to the docks, and you must rescue people as well. You can see here the first guy you can pick up. You can see you can die here.
Serve your country.
You can hear people talk about to you. When you die, you start over. When you are carrying a guy, you can't run. And the guys you carry, they drop randomly. So it's not necessarily that here will be someone you can carry. You can see how very slow we are when we are carrying someone. You can do the carrying bit. Your goal while carrying this guy is just over there. There's the medical dot. So you just drop the guy here. You have to rescue 4 people. So you basically just run and look for people that got hit, and it needs to be 4 different people. Sailors are hit randomly. eventually people do get hit. See if we can find anyone now. Anyway, you just look around here and find people to carry. We don't have anybody. Seems they don't want to get hit now. Ah. No, that one not. And you can see your health goes down. Let's see if they will heal you here. And the niceness heals you. I think I saw. I see one here that I should carry. Anyway, you will find people. Problem is they are hit randomly. Oh, there's one. So we can pick him up and run back. I'm not gonna complete this level now. You can see you are hit. So just throw it down. I don't know why the hidden objective isn't counting down now. Maybe because I completed it. But this is just basically the first part of this mission. After you reach the torpedo boat, you have to shoot down zeros. There is people moan that you can't see the difference between zeros and normal US planes very nicely, but it's sort of normal since you would never have been able to do the exact hit all. So I don't have a problem with it. The only problem is one of your hidden objectives is to shoot down 60 zeros. Doesn't really matter if you shoot down your own planes. But you just go on and shooting planes until you reach the ship you are going to. The aim here is, as I said, is to shoot down 60 zeros. So this is what you do. The nice thing about these save moments and the picture there is you can see where you are. Here you are inside the, I think the Arizona. It's a bit dark here in the beginning. You really struggle to see where you are, which is quite important for you to figure it out quickly because the time is sort of ticking down, and if you are not fast enough, see, you can't really see where you are going.
Get that bow turned or we're gonna capsize!
So yeah, it's difficult. Anyway, there's a few of these valves that are flashing that you have to turn. You turn it by moving up to it and pushing the F key. And you just close this before this timer run out. Not gonna do any more valves. You have to be fast. Here you must just get out.
General quarters, this is not a drill.
And it's really difficult. So if you're not fast enough, you die.
General quarters, this is not a drill. All hands on deck.
This smoke's too thin! I can't breathe!
You can see if you need to use the item,
This door's jammed! We're trapped in here!
it is nicely pink. So it's easy to figure out what to do. So you run through.
We're getting creamed up there! I can't leave this guy. See who's still alive and bring him to me.
So now what you do is find the wounded. There is a few wounded about. You just pick them up as you did before. And every little level here has got your medic. Just need to find him.
Thanks, buddy. Stay low, the smoke won't hurt you.
And of course you have to crouch through this whole level and you will just sort of gather people and take them back. And some places dash in stuff. But this is basically what you do through this level. It's a bit confusing, you can get lost. You can't just run through here, but you can see you can stop this by hitting there. And you must remember to stay crouched the whole time. So here you can see there's a door that's stuck, which you have to open. And you will need to bash some stuff to get out. I think it's here. Okay, so you just bash some stuff down. So this is basically you just clear the decks and save the wounded. This is just a bit more of clearing the decks. And again, these fires can hurt you. You can get lost. Not all the doors can be hit open. Here you don't have to stay crouched. You can see there's still stuff you have to do. Again, the fire can burn you and you can die. So these few levels, basically deck 2 and 3 is just you save people. And you have to save the EXO as well. One of the hidden, I'm not going to show you that all. And here you are on the deck.
Someone get me on a damn plane!
You basically just run around and get.
Making a run! Help out, boys!
You need to get to those guns.
I need help up top! Somebody get up here!
See, these guns aren't working. Guys need to be on this deck.
Get on that 50 cal! Get some covering fire on the Nevada!
So here's another you can add to your 60 planes. It's very difficult to score hits with the 50 cal. But you can. You need to be fast.
They sunk the Nevada! The Japs are headed this way! Watch out!
Now you can get on this gun. One of these guns.
Squad, they're coming back around! Don't let any of those bombers through or we're dead!
Oh, you can get on this one. Some will basically tell you where to shoot, so you can get some of them.
Check your sights! Zeros at 12 o'clock! Jets inbound, 2 o'clock!
So you just shoot for the rest of the mission. Okay, after Pearl Harbor, there's another little mission. You get to the next little cinematic.
Dear Dad, sorry I haven't written in a while, but I'm back in action again. It's been nearly 8 months since the Japs hit us at Pearl, and we've been running ragged ever since. They gave me a 30-day furlough after the attack, and followed that with 90 days of special training. I've joined the 2nd Raider Battalion, led by a man named Carlson. These guys are considered the elite, so I'm excited to be among them. A lot of the boys are saying, now that we won at Midway, it's time to turn the tables and start taking the fight to them. I guess that's what we're doing now. We're raiding a small island that the Japs are hunkered down on, in hopes of creating a diversion for a much larger attack that I can't tell you about right now. The Major says most of us will end up there soon enough anyhow, but I'm trying to stay focused on the task at hand.
This part looks so Silent Hunter again.
Maybe the best part about me joining the Raiders is...
And you just has got this little intro. Now you are in this stuff. Let's start here. The big difference between this Medal of Honor and the other one is the terrain. In the previous ones, it was mostly in buildings and stuff with straight edges, so you could see the people much easier. Here, you can see you are in the bush, or in the forest, or jungle, and you really struggle to see the Japs.
Sorry, Sarge. He shot himself in the foot? Hey, you think you'll get a Purple Heart for that? I swear, you rookies are all the same.
That's enough, Doyle! What gives, Rook? Sniper! Take cover!
The Japanese like to hide in trees and shoot you from afar. They're much difficult to spot when they snipe from trees than when they are on the ground. But they're not easy to spot as well. I'm just gonna run a bit and let you see. You can see, here they are. And you can see how your health falls when they are getting to you with their bayonets. But basically you are doing a lot of jungle fighting. Again, you are also using large weapons. This is again hero moment.
Rook, what are they saying?
They said there's a truck coming. They're gonna move that gun. I guess that answers why he came along.
So what do you think, Frank?
Let's take it out. Tommy, you and Jimmy go left and take position behind those crates. I'll go right with the Rook. Willie, you stay here. Once we're in position, you pop one of them and we'll cover the flanks. Nobody moves until Willie shoots. Go!
Not really sure where the crates are, but it's quite... Sometimes it's just easier to do this. So you can just shoot them this way. As you see, I don't think I... This is a fast way to clear all of the Japs. Just get on this gun.
Anytime, Conlon.
And you will see, as in some of the others, after you use the gun, you don't want to use it again, you need to be nice in position to do this.
Fire in the hole!
And again you have a timer. So a lot of these missions are jungle missions. Obviously, since you're in the Pacific, I'm not going to do a lot of these jungle gameplay. It's a lot of the same. You go through the jungle and shoot the Japs and be fast, or else they will kill you. They are much more tenacious than the Germans, where the Germans will stand off at a distance and snipe at you in the previous games. These guys don't. They kamikaze charge you, and if you're not fast enough or you ignore them long enough, here again is a gun, so if you are fast and get on this gun, just go crazy and shoot. Just don't kill your own guys, but if you reach this gun, there you can see your doctor or the medic will heal them. We started to shoot there. Eventually,
Rally up!
see if they will rally up. They will actually rally up to you. You have to destroy all the fuel tanks. Most of them you can shoot, but not all of them. Some like this one you have to plant a bomb again. And you can see these guys are quite tenacious. So you get to do different stuff as well. This is also a funny one, or fun one. You have to be fast. I know some of the people, reviews I saw, moaned about the difficulty of killing the charging Japanese, but it sort of makes sense that if you charge or they charge, they are full of adrenaline and they can do quite a lot of damage before they die. You can see there's the pilot. You sort of just go pick him up. See if you can pick them. And if you're too slow, you can die.
Tommy, over here!
Oops. Then you just throw him down. If you want to use.
Give me a minute here!
So then you have to basically just protect him from all the shots. The difficult part here is protecting the pilot and actually getting him before the plane blows up. Anyway, here you sort of also get on the boats, which I'm not going to show you, and shoot down planes. What I want to show you is this one. Oh wait, this one. You eventually get on a sub when you leave this island. This part of the mission is interesting because you are tempted to shoot down the zeros, and you should not do that. You basically should keep your magazine full and wait. Because eventually, if you don't have a full magazine here, you are waiting for this. Basically, shooting the torpedoes before they hit the boat. If they hit the boat, you are dead. So you basically have to kill the 4 torpedoes before they hit the boat or the submarine. That's the whole thing of this part of the mission. It's not a very long one. If you are tempted to empty your machine gun at the planes, you won't have enough bullets to really do a lot of damage. I'm not really going to show you a lot of Henderson Field stuff, because it's also jungle fighting. I want to show you this little first part. See if they show the cinematic.
They told us Macon was a success, but it's hard leaving that place feeling good about all the guys who won't be going home. Our squad was due some R&R after the raid, but I guess someone upstairs has taken notice of our handiwork, so we're being diverted to Guadalcanal. The 1st Marine Division landed there a few weeks ago and secured an airfield the Japs were trying to finish. The jungle surrounding the strip is still up for grabs, so our first job is to solve that problem, and then we push the bastards right off the island.
And this little bit of the cinematic just to show what the idiot Willie really is. He might be a good shot, but he's an idiot.
Sergeant Minoso, huh?
Cut it out, Willie. Yeah, get off it already.
That's right, Willie. You got a problem with that?
Not a problem, Gunny. Just wondering why you. I mean, everyone knows that Tommy's the hero of the group.
Quit stirring the pot, Willie.
Or what about Jimmy? I mean, where would we be without the good doctor saving our hides all the time? Or hey, you know what? What about me? Remember that one guy in that tree I potted?
Exit fast!
Willie is such an idiot.
You redneck.
Oh, I know where they come.
So here's also a lot of jungle fighting. It's also a nice little cinematic.
One of you, Sergeant Minoso?
Gunnery, Sergeant.
Pipe down, Willie. Yeah, that's me, Mac.
Colonel Edson is waiting for you and your men over at the pagoda.
You can hear when your health is low. You can hear your heartbeat.
Careful, sir.
And again, you have to get on the truck. You can't really do anything. You can't shoot anything. You're just along for the ride. You can look around though. This is quite, again, these photographs, if you are looking for a specific starting place and you do not know the specific name, you can see, you can sometimes identify where you are by just looking at the pictures. But it's a lot just like again jungle fighting. There is not a lot of stuff different from the previous one, except it's in the daytime. You just go about shooting. You can see this is another airfield mission. The other missions are just, as I say, jungle ones. You move a bit and run into chaps and you have to kill them. Somewhere you have to get guns and destroy guns and shoot guns, or large guns. Here is quite difficult again. You have to keep the Japanese down so that the pilots can reach the planes. And it's quite difficult.
Coming across the runway! Clearance over! Get him! How many did I get now? Inbound! Great shot! Get him! 50 cal and go to work! Saber ammo!
So you basically... It's almost difficult to say get on the MG if you don't really know where it is. Not really sure where the MG is.
We just lost one!
I don't know where is the MG. Not always very easy to find.
Chase planes!
They do. But anyway. But anyway. So you have to escort the pilots. So again you just shoot down planes. I'm basically at the moment stuck with the AA gun trying to protect the hangars. I sort of get confused.
Get those guns humming! I need fire in the sky!
Well, it's fine to say get the guns going, but it's very difficult to find these planes to shoot at. Very difficult to see the Japs. And you need to protect the hangars. There's 3 hangars you need to protect. But that's where I am in the game. So that was the game. As I said, I'm not at the flying part yet. I have done it before. It wasn't that difficult. You must just not crash your plane. It's not much difficult or different than, say, World of Warplanes. The controls are much similar. I think they sort of show you the buttons to press. So it's not very difficult. You do, a nice part is, you start that one as a tail gunner, and then you have to shoot down zeros. Then your pilot gets hit, then you get into the pilot seat, and you fly the plane and do some target shooting on the island. It's not, well, I could do it, it's not very difficult, you must just not crash the plane. It's a lot similar, as I said, to World of Warplanes. Then you sink a ship, and you are basically back where you started. It's a bit different when you go into the last time, then you can go into the island and you finish the missions. So it is a nice game. I think people do have a problem still with this. They say it wanted to be Call of Duty, but if you compare it to the other Medal of Honors, it's a lot nicer. You do have a bit more control when you are doing squad work. You can order your squad about, at least, so you can sometimes get them out of the line of fire. It takes a bit getting used to the EN key, which was the action key before, and now you have to use the F key. But all the other controls are basically the same. Something you can set that I don't have, let's see, options, settings, is this, player bleeding. You can actually put it on, then when you get hit you will bleed and still lose health again, unless you press the B key to stop the bleeding. This aim off on one is the where you zoom in. You don't have to use quad controls, but you can. This is just some of the other. I like the allied icons, but you can put it off. This invert flying mouse, you can also turn it off. I can't remember how I did it the first time, but it's not that difficult. But when I compare this one to the previous Medal of Honors, it's quite a bit better. The medals that show on their different little papers here, or sheets here, it's nice, it groups your stuff. There I think is a glitch here at Guadalcanal with the hidden objectives. It's just a shame you can't see all the medals of the game, that you can see what you can get. I'm not sure if there's a cheat code for it, but when you play the game you can see the medals. I do like this game. This is the last Medal of Honor title I have. I never got Medal of Honor Airborne, I can't remember why. If I just couldn't get it, or what. I think I just couldn't get it, I'm not sure. But I never got that one, and also not the next title, which I think is Afghanistan War. And I know people has got a lot of complaints about that. They say the last one was disrespectful. I sort of agree with them, because it's such a recent war. They would have done better if they gone with Korea or Vietnam. But the World War II Medal of Honors, the one game of Medal of Honor Allied Assault and its two expansions, And Pacific Assault was quite good. The Airborne one is also World War II, but as I said, I haven't played it. I've seen it on Steam, but I haven't got it yet. I might get it.